they were losing subscribers, right, on YouTube. And he brought up this thing showing what their projected income was. And I'm pretty sure it said annually. And with 500,000 subscribers, they were only annually potentially going to make like $52,000 a year.
I mean, that's not that bad. I'd do that.
I could make a living off of that, but it's not the kind of money that you think of when you think of like, a YouTube person who's like makes it their living. Like I'm thinking like 6 figures easy, but apparently you have to have at least 1 million, if not more, subscribers before you would even come close to that. And I could be way off base on that.
I guess I never really thought anybody was really making like 6 figures unless you were like a fucking PewDiePie or whatever those other people were doing.
Yeah, I bet once you clear,
I bet a lot of people are just a modest living like you would expect.
I would hope so. I mean, I would really hope that like
I don't think people are like getting insanely rich because of YouTube.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think
maybe some people are, but
the biggest thing is probably the fact that you can have like sponsorships, you get a lot of shit for free, stuff like that, where it offsets your expenses in other ways.
I got 18 boxes of Manscaped, dude. Haven't seen a pube in years.
Yeah, I get to play Raid Shadow Legends for free.
Yeah, dude. Oh, these freaking the dumbest mobile game ads. Like, I don't understand it, dude. I keep getting this one where it's like you like pull a chain to like let down the treasure or the water or the lava, and they intentionally do it wrong all the time. Is it just to piss me off to be like, fine, I'll fucking play this game and figure it out? Because I think they're so simple.
No, I think there's something to that. I didn't fully read this thread, but there was a deal I was reading where that's like a thing. They show it to you wrong almost on purpose, specifically probably to trigger you, because you're like,
I can fucking figure this out.
So you're like, that can't be that hard. No way. I'll do it. How much is this game? $10? Yeah, I could do it.
$10? Oh my god, three's too much. They're just fucking relentless, dude. It's so annoying.
This other dude that I follow on YouTube, what's it called? Upper Echelon Gaming. I recently started watching him because of some stuff he had to say about NFTs. And he said that he flat out refuses, even when those guys contact him and they're like Raid Shadow Legends, they're like, I'll pay you $10,000 to run this whatever 2-minute ad on your video. He still is like, no, absolutely not. Because he's like, I'm not going to peddle that trash around.
It seems like everybody does do that, though. Like this segment is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, well, he said that's because some of those mobile games, they can do that. They can throw like, they'll say, we'll pay you $10,000 to run this ad, whatever, 5 times on 5 video or whatever it may be. But he said they have so much crazy income to just throw at people in advertising that it's kind of pathetic.
Well, mobile games make more money than like conventional gaming does by a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Mostly probably due to like microtransactions and stuff like that.
That's 100% why.
Yeah.
It's because these people fucking spend $900 on Candy Crush.
Yeah, and it's disgusting, man. I cannot stand that stuff.
I just don't get it. I don't know.
Well, it's just everybody's just glued to their devices. I mean, look at this. We're doing a podcast and we're hoping people are glued to their devices listening to it.
I'm just hoping I'm in your ears as you're like doing the dishes or like at your job, like pruning trees or whatever, or freaking mowing your lawn or something.
Yeah, that would be what we want.
If you're playing Raid Shadow Legends during this, like, I don't know.
Right. That would be what we want, is we want to just be the entertainment while you're doing other things. Yeah, like your daily tasks. We want to be there too.
Or you're driving along and you're like, man, I'm tired of looking at scenery. I want to listen to something.
Yeah. I can't stand
music.
It's 2022 and I still listen to the standard FM radio. So
fire up your CB and tune into Knights of the Pages Library.
No kidding, right?
So what do NFTs have to do? Because didn't Activision do something about NFTs? I didn't really look into it, but I know people were mad.
This guy talked about Ubisoft wanted to do
them,
I think.
Ubisoft, not Activision. I am sorry.
Yeah,
Activision, I think you're still guilty of a bunch of shit. They did just get rid of Blizzard though, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
What? They got rid of it even after the merger with
Sony
Microsoft?
Bought Blizzard.
Wait. Wait, what? I thought that Activision Blizzard
Not
was one
Blizzard,
thing.
Bungie. I'm sorry.
Bungie, yes, they bought Bungie. Sony bought Bungie, and Microsoft
But
bought Activision Blizzard.
Bungie was under Activision. That stupid
Right.
Activision shit.
Yes, Bungie cut ties with Activision. Yeah, because that was a huge deal as far as I know with Destiny. Because
Yeah, because they were in a contract for like 3 games, and they were like,
yeah,
"Nah, we're good."
as far as I know, it was 4 games plus
it's 4
4
games.
DLCs over the course of 8 years, and they cut ties, halfway through or whatever. So I'll be curious to see now that Sony owns them, what they can, maybe hopefully they'll bounce back from Destiny. That's all I have to say.
Dude, Destiny made a shitload of money. I don't know what you mean bounce back.
I mean bounce back in my eyes and make a good game next, because I did not like Destiny.
I didn't like Destiny either, but you cannot deny that it made like money hand over fist.
Yeah, well, it did, yeah, and it sold a lot of copies.
Yeah,
between that and DLCs and stuff like that, it did sell a lot.
It was super profitable.
Right.
So I guess I'm the idiot.
So back to the NFT thing, as far as I understand, this guy that I was listening to, he's pissed off about it because basically what he thinks the long-term goal will be is essentially anything we do in anything, you'll have to pay for. Every single tiny thing in games, they're going to want you to pay for it, is what the ultimate strategy of like NFTs in games is.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's kind of already that way. Like a freemium game is kind of that way.
Right. But the problem is
time or money.
Correct. And the problem is, though, that he foresees is that they will try to turn like take Dark Souls, for example. They'll try to turn every game. So instead of you just paying your $60 up front and you get the whole experience minus maybe some DLCs that come out later, you basically will pay money up front. And then it's like, you kill a guy and there's a little glowing thing on the ground and you go to pick it up and it's like, want to unlock the broadsword? Pay $1.50 or whatever. Like, it'll be everything in the game. And
I don't ever think it'll get that bad because how tilted gamers get anyway.
Well, and that's what
I don't see us not being like, you know what, fuck you.
Right. Well, and that's what I hope, and that's kind of what he was saying too, is he's saying you're basically, this is also too where I'm pretty sure it was Ubisoft was being real shitty about it, because they basically said in an article, gamers don't understand.
They
this
did.
will
like,
be
they don't
better.
get it.
Yeah,
it's like it's gonna
they
be
just
better.
don't get it.
Like,
see, and yeah, exactly. And once you do something like that, just fuck you. Just no.
And you could just fuck right off.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, right before we hit record, I said something about G4 TV. And
yeah.
Okay, you remember X Play?
Okay, I thought that was the same thing, but yeah, I do remember X Play.
All right, so X Play
1 out of 5.
X Play was part of the G4 TV network. Okay?
Hey, you mean the only show that was worth watching?
Correct.
I like Cheat sometimes.
So they rebooted G4
what?
on the internet. Okay. And they got like, I'm pretty sure they started out strong because they got like a partnership with Twitch, even like right off the bat.
So they're streaming it.
So before you get too excited,
was excited.
It's already a dumpster fire. Okay. They relaunched, I want to say it was in November of 2020. Okay. So just a little over a year ago, basically. And they shot up real quick, right? And they were doing the normal stuff they used to do, game reviews and some other stuff. They also started a D&D thing, kind of like Critical Role does. Yeah, like a live play type thing. Anyways, it was all going relatively well for them until Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn are no longer on there. Okay. Have you ever heard the name Frosk or Froskirin? Froskirin, however she says it?
No.
Okay, so she was like a League of Legends person. Okay, they brought her on board. She's on this
League of
G4
Legends
TV.
as far as in like a player or like a talent.
I think she was a like a commentator or whatever,
so like a caster. So she was like a talent person.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So they brought her on to G4. Okay. Well,
Okay.
a couple weeks back, I think they were live streaming on YouTube, and they were supposed to be talking about like Red Dead Redemption 2, and she fucking went off on sexism in gaming, and she basically made this like 3-minute long rant about the things people say about her because she's not as attractive as Olivia Munn or Morgan Webb. Like those are in her words,
shit.
okay?
To be fair though, fucking Morgan Webb back in the day, she could get it when I was like 12.
Oh man. Oh my gosh, no kidding. So, she went off though. Basically, the long and the short of it though is essentially she was saying fuck you to their viewers because of the way they were acting.
Okay, that's fair.
So that started a very sharp downhill trend because people were like, she basically lumped everybody in to like, oh, if you're, basically everybody is sexist against me, basically.
Because probably one person in chat was like, "You're fat, you goddamn bitch."
Right. Yeah, exactly. And she was saying that. She's like, don't think we don't see, your nasty comments in the freaking in the comment thread, blah, blah, blah. And she was lumping everybody in with those people. So a lot of people were like, well, I'm leaving. And then they like doubled down and she started blowing it up on Twitter. She like tripled down on it. And then Adam Sessler, apparently they dug up a lot of shit about him because apparently he's
about Adam Sessler. I love Adam Sessler, man. He's so funny.
So apparently he's hardcore liberal, and
I can see that.
to the point where he literally says he hopes his Republican relatives will die and he will not attend their funerals, like stuff like that.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah. So that started even more of a shit show. And then the CEO of like the company came out and was like, yeah, good for Frost for saying all that. If you guys don't like it, don't watch it. And so they got even more. Yeah. So a bunch of people were like, okay, fine.
Okay. All right. I mean, if you insist.
Yeah. Just a dumpster fire. And so a bunch of people are like, yeah, they were like, that's amazing how quickly they resurrected and killed the franchise.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, pretty rough.
Is it like over? Are they done?
Let me look. Let's see what they have now. G4 TV on YouTube. So when I first found them again, it's not really over because they had like 498,000 subscribers and now they're down to 491. So
on Twitch or YouTube?
On YouTube. Oh, and that was another thing.
That doesn't mean anything then because Twitch would be like how much money they're getting paid.
So, okay, a few more little tidbits though. So when they started their D&D live stream thing on Twitch, like the first episode, okay, they had like 30,000 viewers. Okay.
That's pretty respectable.
Right. And it had like 500,000 total views, like within the first, I don't know, week, something like that. Well, then the next episode came out and it only had like 1,500 viewers. Okay. And a total of like 100,000 views, way less. Okay. Well, people started doing some digging and they remembered that Kevin Pereira from Attack of the Show tried his hand at Twitch and he was view botting the shit out of his channel.
Which one was
to gain
Pereira?
He did Attack of the Show with Olivia Munn.
Oh, the guy that I absolutely hated.
That's the one. Yeah, because I hated him too.
Oh, dude. I remember like Attack of the Show coming out and being like, this fucking guy, are you serious?
Yeah.
I remember like G4 being on all the time to Attack of the Show came on and I never watched it anymore.
Yeah, because you didn't want to watch that show.
Dude, I hated him. And then they would put him in like the E3 things, and it'd be like Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb, and him. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. So people did this digging and they realized that he got busted for view botting on Twitch. So they were like, well, they're obviously view botting, or people were speculating because of the way the numbers were. They speculated that they view botted their first episode to blow the numbers up, and make it look really popular when it probably wasn't nearly that popular. And to add just icing on the cake, they're running this G4 resurrection thing, whatever you want to call it. they like rented out a space that like TMZ used to use back in the day on TV.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
So not only do they have a building, which they are supposed to be paying for, they have like 11 people on their team or more, and executives and like CEOs. So people are like speculating that this channel has over $60,000 in overhead per month that they have to cover.
That's a
And
lot of money.
yeah, there's no way they're making that much money on anything they're
Did
doing.
this
There's no
start
way.
because of like a Kickstarter or something?
That I don't know. I couldn't answer you that.
Because it kind of seems bizarre that it would just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I mean, even to get 500,000 followers in a year on YouTube is pretty impressive. So I don't know. It could be. Maybe it was backed by a bunch of people to get it off the ground. I'm not sure.
Which Kickstarter, it's hilarious when they make something and then we're like, that's not what we wanted. Fuck you.
Yeah. No kidding.
I feel like that happens all the time. Oh, I don't. Have you ever heard about the Phil Hartman stuff? The guy that made Fairly Odd Parents. He had a Kickstarter for like his own like cartoon based streaming channel, and a bunch of people
No.
signed up. And then like publicly, he was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be like a Christian based thing," and people were like, "Whoa, whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa, dude! You never said that before at all. Like, what are you doing?" And they were trying to get their money back, and he wasn't giving it back.
Oh, that was like after a bunch of people backed him on Kickstarter. No way.
Yeah,
Dang. I wonder how often that happens too.
I don't know. I've never backed anything directly on Kickstarter.
I haven't either. I mean, I probably should, but then I'm that person who is scared that I'm like, yeah, dude, this looks amazing. I'll give you $100. And then like 2 years later, I'm like, that thing that I backed never even came out. Like,
I just reap the fruits of good Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah, I know, which makes me a terrible person, I'm sure.
I mean,
But I
does
mean,
it?
I'm also somebody who's willing, like if I come across a game on Steam or whatever, if it was, if it was a Kickstarter thing, I'm willing to pay full price for it. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till it goes on sale. I don't even want to give them all my money. Because there's still things I'm willing to pay full price for. I mean, I pre-ordered Elden Ring for me and you, so I'm fully willing to pay full price.
It's coming out very, very soon.
So
yeah, the Elden Ring hype is real. And don't worry, there will be no spoilers in this podcast because I don't know anything.
Yeah, we don't know anything because we do not want to spoil ourselves in any way because we're trying to relive that Dark Souls type experience.
Well, I mean, that's the most fun is like figuring it out for yourself.
I think so.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be impossible and the game will be so hard I can't do it.
I still just remember when Bloodborne came out and I played all the way through it and I beat it and I texted you and I was like, dude, I finished Bloodborne. And you were like, you did? I was like, yeah. And you were like, you missed so much stuff.
Well, I was so confused because I thought I was so far ahead of you and you were like, I'm done. And I was like, wait a minute. What? How?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's because I did. There was just some stuff I completely missed.
Bloodborne, though, there's so much stuff that's optional and you don't have to do.
Yeah. There's actually very few bosses that are required to do to even move forward.
Yeah, you don't have to go to Hemwick, actually. You never have to go there if you don't want to.
Which is crazy how much you can skip. I mean,
yeah, if you want to.
But that's what's cool about like a lot of those games is they're not afraid to hide some of the best content away like in the corner and be like, this is going to be pretty hard for someone to find on their own.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody ever figured out like the painted world in the first game of like you have to go back to the asylum, grab the doll, and then use it in Anne Orlando.
Yeah. Well, doesn't it gives you a prompt, right? Like if you try to use the painting and you don't have it.
I have no idea. I've never tried to use the painting without the doll.
Yeah. I feel like, because I know there's no way I figured that out on my first run, but oh man, it's been so long since I played my first run through of Dark Souls. I could see you like just getting back to the, getting back to the asylum part is the hardest part for me. Like how people would have figured that out the first time.
It's because you have to jump in a game that doesn't ask you to jump.
Yeah. Although I will say that guy that they had on Bonfire Side Chat on that episode, he makes a good point that they do a good job because they put the items on the roof that you can see. So you're like, well, I obviously can get there. So he's like, it's not a very far stretch to then have somebody figure out how to get there, get the item, but then realize, oh, wait, these stairs keep going up. Like, what's up here?
I guess, but those items are all the way on the other side. You have to
Yeah.
like make the thing of like, okay, I could step off this elevator right here. I can keep going this way, but there's nothing over there. I guess I could jump down there, maybe,
Right.
but it's not a big walkway. It's a narrow walkway.
Yeah. Oh, and like you said, it's not a game that lends itself to jumping or platforming of any kind.
No,
So
there's not like a jump button. I mean, there kind of is, I guess, if you put it on L3.
yeah, which is what you should do. I don't know why I'm still not
That's how
doing
I
it.
do it. That's how I play too. Gotta play like that, or you just fucking smashing circle just isn't as very precise.
No. And I've missed so many jumps and just killed myself randomly.
Dark Souls is one of those only games where you fall off and you don't like blink and reappear and you're like hurt a little bit. You just die. Like
Yeah.
you really would if you fell into like an endless abyss.
Yeah. And I like to how it like you fall and the camera just like turns and just watches you. Like it doesn't follow you down. It
Fall
just turns and
forever.
watches you
You're like,
fall. Yeah.
Oh,
what what did you want? You wanted to talk to me about Facebook
oh
metaverse?
yeah, just because like how bad it's doing and how like Facebook has lost so much money already.
So
I
I honestly
ahead.
haven't seen anything about this. Because I don't
Oh
really
really?
know. Like
I mean,
I
they had like one
seen
of the biggest stock drops ever the other day.
okay, that's the one thing I have seen. I saw that Facebook was threatening to shut down. I did see that. That Zuckerberg was threatening to shut down both Facebook and Instagram. Like just turn them off for a while to see how people would react.
Mhm.
I did see stuff about that. I don't know if they're connected, but
I think they are.
okay. So
They
what's
also, well, they had some like scuttlebutt in the UK about like this being unregulated, like bullying platform essentially. So they were kind of asking them to reform Facebook in ways. And
okay.
Facebook was like, no, we're not doing that. We're just going to deprive you of Facebook. And the UK was like, okay, that's fine with us. We don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
It was like either fix it or we don't want it. And Facebook was fully expecting them to be like, oh no, it's okay, you can do that. But they were like, no, fuck you. We don't care. That
As
and
they
like
should.
and the metaverse, they're just like sinking all this money in and they're like not getting a lot of revenue. And I don't
What
get
what is
what
the metaverse?
It's kind of like Ready Player One world where you can like buy real estate for real money. That kind of like there are like a lot of like NFT stuff in this Oculus world, but it's super shitty and doesn't have a lot of things that you could do in it yet. But people have already paid like $1.5 million for yachts and stuff
In
for a
game.
virtual yacht. Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. See, this is where my huge problem with NFTs arises too, is like that is what I pictured when I finally watched something that explained like not just like the whatever lazy apes or whatever, all those stupid picture things, but once I finally understood like what NFTs could be at the end of the day, I was like, oh, so it's like Ready Player One, where
Yeah.
you're just like paying to unlock things in a virtual space, basically.
Except for with NFTs, people can still access the thing that you have. Like it's real. The ownership is so weird to me. It's not like you're the only one that can view this JPEG. Like so people can still look at it.
That's
like-
because it's a scam, dude.
Don't really understand the point of it. No,
It's
it's
a scam,
definitely
dude.
it's definitely a scam. But I
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me
don't
wrong.
understand.
Some people are going to make a fuckload of money off of it, a lot. But it's based on the greater fool theory, where you're going to buy something, like say you paid $1,000 for it. You're just going to hope somebody is dumber than you and pays $2,000 for it, because
Yeah.
otherwise that's it. I mean, that's all it is, dude. It is a greater fool game. And I will not take part in it. I refuse.
I mean, I guess it's not that different than like baseball card collecting and like stuff like that. It's
Yeah, but at
really
least a
not like
baseball card's
that
a
different.
physical thing.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't do anything for you, right? It's just fucking.
No.
You're just hoping that you get the special Barry Bonds edition where he was holding a cigar, so it's worth $75,000 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, so it's funny because people talk about minting, and it's like minting can either be you put the proprietary part on your, NFT to say that you created it or whatever, or there's a lot of things where you have like a chance of minting. And I'm like, oh, so like
Wait,
Pokemon
what?
cards.
Wait a minute. There's a
Yes.
chance. So
So
you're rolling the dice. Like, come on, be a shiny NFT.
yes, dude. Yeah, there is
I didn't
games.
know that. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
There are games online already using that technology in that way, where you basically
Okay.
pay money to roll the dice to hopefully. So the best example I can give is this one where like there are wolves and then there are sheep. Okay.
Okay.
You want to have the sheep because the sheep produce the wool. The wool is what is like the currency in the world, and that they're claiming you can sell for real money. Okay.
Okay.
And the wolves protect your sheep, and they can also allow you to steal sheep from other players.
Okay.
So
I'm listening. I'm already
you
downloading
pay,
it.
you, yeah, gotcha. I've been playing it for 2 months. Got it.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of money. Please tell me
Oh, you
something
mean
good.
Wolf Apocalypse? Okay. You
They,
could have just said that.
right. But that's so, as far as I understand, you pay the money and you're just hoping that you get a wolf, but that your chances of getting a wolf are very low compared to just getting a sheep. And if you only have sheep, you have no way to protect you have no way to protect them, and other people could just steal them. And I was like, who spends money on this shit? Like, what?
I mean, I guess it's not that much different than like a Dota chest. But like with the Dota chest, at least you're getting a regular set and like hoping to get the super rare.
Correct. Plus,
But it's not like getting the rare or nothing though.
yeah, and I mean that's a good example because Dota chests basically are like NFTs, right? Which
Yeah, I mean,
they've been
all
doing
of
those.
Dota items are technically NFTs.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time, and you can turn around and sell your items, and
I
you could
have.
potentially make money. Yeah, so that's basically what Dota items are. The big difference for me though is there is like it still is a thing that you get to use in game, right?
Yeah, it really engorges my EP.
It's not a it's not though like just a JPEG photo of a fucking monkey with a toothpick in his mouth that I'm like, dude, check this out. Paid $6,000 for this. This baby.
Yeah.
Can you imagine in 10 years, dude, this baby's gonna be worth 500 grand? Like, that's it. It's like, no, what? No, doesn't make any sense. And the fact that there's so much celebrity hype behind it, I really can't get behind it because of that.
Because of the celebrity hype? Who's
Yeah.
hyping it?
They had it on the
Matt Damon?
what the fuck's his name? Jimmy Kimmel.
I don't
He
know.
he was like showing him on his show, him and like another celebrity. He bought into the whatever Bored Ape or whatever it's called. And actually, yeah, Matt Damon is one of them because that. Have you seen those commercials with him and his?
No.
It's a crypto that he's like promoting. and
I think it's Bitcoin, isn't it?
I don't think it's Bitcoin. It was something else. It's some other. I don't know. I'm going to be talking out of my ass here, but I think it was another one that was like trying to solve some problems between like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like it makes it so you can interchange the two easily. Anyways, all I know is Matt Damon's on one of them. I think it was that video I sent you about NFTs, and the same guys make another one though. I'm pretty sure, and they were like, "Yeah, did Matt Damon call you a pussy for not being into whatever?
Yeah.
Come
okay.
join us over here." So.
Oh, okay. I definitely heard that. I guess I didn't realize that's what it was from.
Yeah. Did Matt Damon call you a pussy for not buying his cryptocurrency?
Did he call you a pussy in the ad?
I think he highly insinuates that because he basically is saying if you don't do this, you will be left behind or something to that effect.
What are you, a coward?
Yeah.
You don't believe in imaginary money?
Yeah, exactly. It's all imaginary at the end. In the end
I know.
of it, you know.
I realized that as soon as I said that, I was like, Ryan's gonna say it's all imaginary. It's like, just let me have my jokes, okay?
Especially these days, because the banks are just like, we don't really have any money, but sure, we can loan you money.
We got some of that China money around here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Give me some of that internet money, which is all it's going to be these days.
It is all internet money. I get a check, I turn it into internet money, and I'm like, oh, I got more internet money now.
Yeah, now my internet money is somehow a little bit higher than it was before I put the check in there. So, and then one day you could just open it up and you're like, yeah, how come my internet money says zero now? What happened?
I don't even want to talk about it. That slightly legitimately stresses me out because it's like, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, me too.
Like, oh, all that money you earned, it's not worth anything. What do you mean? I mean, all that time you spent didn't mean anything. Fuck.
See, and that's where I get a little bit. I have this competing theory in my own head, because on the one hand, I'm like, I really want to save my money and invest money and have money for retirement. But on the other hand, I'm like, I really want to buy physical things, because at least then if my money goes to shit, I have the physical things that I bought with it already. So I have this struggle that because I wouldn't mind being like I kind of am like a minimalist in a way, in the sense I don't buy a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I really kind of want to buy some more things that are like useful things, whether that's like tools or a generator or whatever, because then I'm like, at least I have a real thing should the shit go down.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, what kind of shit would even happen if everybody just had no money? Like, what the fuck's even gonna happen?
I don't know, man.
Start murdering each other.
I don't really want to know either. Yeah, and it's one thing like if my money goes to zero, but like I can't imagine if somebody who has like $10 million is like, mine went to zero too. It's like, oh, level playing field again, huh?
Oh, I don't know a ton about this, so this is a bad topic to talk about, but we can wildly speculate for no reason. Did you hear about like the Bitcoin theft that happened, where they stole like $30 million of Bitcoin?
No, but that doesn't surprise me at all. The more I think about it, the more I think that crypto is also kind of like NFTs in a way. It's almost like a greater fool game these days.
I mean, but they found them. I'm sure you know how they found them.
No.
The blockchain.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's really dumb, because
exactly
the way the blockchain is supposed to work, is every transaction is supposed to be recorded.
Yeah, you can't really like steal Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was just really interesting that they like went to spend it and they were like, no. We know where this is from.
Right. Did you watch that video I sent you from that folding ideas guy on the NFTs?
No.
Okay. It was like 2 hours long, by the way.
Oh yeah, I sat down and took notes.
Super in depth and super good. He also does one on Bitcoin. Well, not Bitcoin, but crypto in general. And I learned a lot from that. And I learned that, and this is kind of how my sentiment has been for a while, is that the idea of crypto is great, but it has already gone so far away from what it was supposed to be and the problems it was supposed to solve. It's just not doing that. You know,
I feel like it can't solve problems when governments are like, you know what, cryptocurrency is illegal. You can't use crypto anywhere in our country at all. And so it's like, well, I guess we can't have our own money then, can we?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just it. Like, it's just not doing the things that it was promised to do, which was, limit government involvement, make it more peer-to-peer and stuff like that. But this guy makes a great point, because people are like, ooh, it's completely decentralized and, nobody holds all the power. And he's like, that's not really true at all, because basically the people mining the crypto are the central hub of crypto. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It technically, just because it's not governmentally centralized doesn't mean it's not centralized in a way.
Yeah, the guy that owns the diamond mine controls the diamond mine prices.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and that's essentially how it's going.
Huh. Yeah, and I guess I didn't think about that. I just want them to stop mining crypto so I can buy computer parts, you savages.
Exactly. That's exactly my thing. Yeah, he had clips of like these mining facilities, quote unquote, that it literally looks like goddamn library stacks of graphics
Really?
cards. Yeah, that
How do
are
they keep them
mining.
cool?
I don't a lot of air conditioners, which at that point
Just keep like a fucking fridge.
yeah, which at that point your fucking power bill, your like meter is probably getting hot because of how fast it's turning over. So it's like, is it really like, are you making as much profit as you claim you're making,
Maybe
basically?
they are. I don't know.
I don't think anymore they are. I think they used to, but I don't think anymore they are.
Well, because it's like an arms race of like who can have the sickest rig.
Right. That's exactly what it is. Or like, and he said people are even going as far as to fucking move to other countries where electricity is cheap.
What? That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
Does your internet speed factor in?
It would have to, because it's whoever finishes the process first gets paid the majority, right? So it would have
I
to
thought they
factor
were
in.
like pools. This is me literally quoting things you've said to me, badly reiterated back to you. So
Okay.
so I don't know if any of this information is true.
That's what
I
it
thought they
is,
were
though.
like a pool. You're like, I'm gonna help contribute, and library guys contributing, and then you got the guy with his like 780 Ti working on it a little bit too.
Yeah, and it's like literally melting because it can't keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like fanning the flames. I'm good.
Yeah, this is fine. It's okay. Happens all the time. That is what happens. So everybody is contributing. Everybody that's mining is helping contribute to solve the
So they're all
equations.
working on like the next one. They're not like working on
Correct.
multiple at once. Okay,
Well,
I had the idea that like I'm like in an actual mine shaft. Like I'm gonna go down the left shaft today, and these guys are gonna go right, and those guys are gonna go center. And whatever
no,
diamonds
no,
you
no,
guys
no, no,
get, you
no.
get those. No, so everybody's working towards the same one. Okay,
As far as I understand, so that way, that's how.
I mean, makes sense to me.
That's supposed to be why the blockchain is so good, and it also lends into its flaws as well. But basically, like when there's a transaction that happens, that's where there's that like long code that needs to be solved. That's what everybody's working on, because it's a first come first serve type of thing. Everybody's working to solve that code, and it has to be completed before the blockchain goes on to the next piece. Because otherwise, if everybody was solving different blockchain equations, you would never truly know what the value was, because a guy could spend his money in 5 different places. Say he had 5 Bitcoin, he could buy something with 5 Bitcoin 5 different times and get away with it if he bought it at the same time. But because of the way the chain
I
works,
never thought about it like that.
yeah, but because of the way the chain works, if he tries to buy 5 things at the same time, whichever one comes across first is the first one that's going to get the first transaction that's going to happen, and his money is going to get removed. So then when the next one comes up and it says he's trying to spend 5 again, it'll reject it, say no, he doesn't have 5.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it also is part of the issue, according to this folding ideas guy, because there's a lot of like transaction fees too because of that, especially like with Ethereum. And he said they can go up to like, it hovers right around like $20 per transaction. It'll get up to like
What?
$150 per transaction.
On top of whatever you're spending?
Correct. Yeah.
That's some fucking baby bag bullshit.
Right. Yeah, this is what I mean. Why, like, when I hear people like, yeah, a couple of years ago, or even like back when crypto was introduced, I could have fully got behind it. I really wish I had. So then I could just be selling it all and making money. But these days, when people are like, nah, man, it's the next best thing, you got to buy into this crypto or this one. And I'm like, you mean one of the thousands of crypto? Because it's not even really special anymore. Yeah, it's anybody makes their own crypto these days. And once I start seeing that, I'm kind of like, okay, that's probably an issue, right? Like it's got to be.
Well, I think they're making cryptos too for like specific things.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Which
that's kind of always existed.
Something that was like we would get a cryptocurrency.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I signed up on Odyssey, which I should mention that I
How
also
rich
signed
are we?
this. I have spent money to upload videos. That's how rich we are.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
It
Shit.
wasn't my money. They gave me money when I signed up, and
What
I
the fuck
spent
kind
that.
of corrupted system is this?
Right? Yeah,
Here's
I'm
your
not
Chuck
too
E. Cheese dollars that you can only spend here at Chuck E. Cheese. Why don't you go buy yourself a whistle, kid? What the
exactly.
fuck?
That's exactly what it feels like. So I haven't really been doing anything on Odyssey. I have been uploading to BitChute, which
Is that a porn site?
no, unfortunately, no. It's a YouTube
Subsidiary?
yeah, well, it's like a YouTube oh my god, what's the word I'm looking
Alternative?
for? Alternative, correct. So I've slowly been putting like our backlog over there, and like shit.
How have you been doing?
Well, I uploaded one of these videos 2 days ago, and it has 30 views already.
Oh, I'll take it.
So, and I don't think BitChute is like super popular yet. It's not like YouTube for sure, but I do think there's ways on BitChute that are easier. Like if you really like somebody's content, that you can directly help them compared to like YouTube, where you pretty much have to go around if you want to like donate directly to that person.
Right. You gotta go to their Patreon or OnlyFans or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm just putting the stuff up on BitChute because why not? You know, get the word out there about our amazing podcast that all you amazing people are listening to. You know.
I've never even checked out BitChute. Are there good stuff that's like only on there?
There's a lot of gaming stuff. Like a lot of people there, and supposedly it's less restrictive than YouTube. So a lot of people put stuff up on this because they're not afraid that they're gonna like be canceled right away, like YouTube will do.
Right.
You know, I
Speaking
literally
of canceled, I've been going down this rabbit hole lately of watching these people who are like detectives on people who fake speed runs.
okay, I'm listening.
It's just really interesting, like the way that they do it, because obviously the way that people cheat making a speed run is they do what's called a splice, right? Where they're putting basically video footage that doesn't go with the cam footage. That's what they
Sure.
do to cheat all the time.
Yeah,
And like
I seen one of those the other day on this dude doing Mario. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep. Okay.
So like the way they catch people a lot of the time, it's like for 2 frames, his hand was on the table, and then in the next frame, it's not on the table at all, and that's not possible.
Oh no, no kidding.
Yeah, they go
Okay.
like frame by frame sometimes.
Nice.
Well, the one that I was just watching was about like this guy called Shuey, who was like a Guitar Hero guy, and he was really known for like perfecting songs on. They have like an insane, like super sped up rate, and
Okay.
people were looking at like his technique and were like, that doesn't make any sense. And they broke down like exactly the spots where he was splicing and stuff like that. It was just really interesting that they like people put in so much time to be like, nah, dude, you're full of shit.
In a way, it makes sense, at least to me, in the way like, because the gaming culture is huge these days, right? Billions of dollars in the industry. So if you have somebody who's literally making tons of money by faking that stuff, then yeah, I think those people deserve to be freaking brought down too.
Well, the Guitar Hero one was interesting because they had a what was called like a bounty system. So people would make songs and they're like, the first person that can perfect this on the hardest difficulty at this speed will get this much money. And he was like consecutively beating them and getting money from it, but he was cheating.
Yeah, see,
he was
that's
just
what I
so
mean.
good at cheating, but he was also like amazing at the game.
Right.
I get that.
that
was part of it, but he was just cheating to get like these bounties on these things.
That Mario one that I saw, the way they caught this guy was because he had like, obviously he's just playing like it was the first Mario or something like that. And then he had his video of him in the corner, you know, because didn't you say that's part of it, right? You have to film yourself doing it.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going along and he's doing really good. And I think it's like widely accepted. There's pretty much one way to do the speed run through like Mario.
Well, most of those Mario games are like super, super competitive. The times.
Right. So he's doing his, and he goes through one room. He like goes down a tunnel, And then he comes out and he jumps, and there's like a bunch of coins there. And he goes through these coins and he goes through and he goes out the other side. Well, somebody caught the fact that up at the top, it's showing that he only earned 11 coins, when in reality, when he jumped through those, he hit 12. And so they
Okay.
were like, he spliced the fucking video. He spliced somebody else's speed run over him playing, is what he did. So when they hit it, they hit all 12, and then their little thing showed 12. But when he went through them, he was running footage of himself doing the speed run. So the button presses matched, but the video was not his video. And I was like, damn, people go to a lot of effort to fake the shit.
Know. If they go like frame by frame.
That is crazy. But even just how much effort he's going through to fake it is what's crazy to me.
Yeah, or how they catch people in Dota for scripting is insane to me. Because I know you haven't messed with the Overwatch system that they put in where you can like watch somebody's games and you have to have a ruling.
No, I haven't seen that.
And the fact that you can like how you catch people scripting is so insane. It's like where their mouse is and like where the clicking is going on. Like people have like broken it down to a science and know like exactly what scripts they're using. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's stuff that happens for like a frame. And you would only notice it if you're playing it at like 0.25 speed. It's like, oh, his mouse was over here, but he clicked force staff on that guy. That's not physically possible.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos where like Twitch streamers, they like people in chat were basically saying like, hey, that's pretty suspicious, how good you're doing. And the guy's like, I'm not cheating. You want me to see? Because people were like, show us your desktop or whatever then. And the dude does whatever on his OBS or XSplit or whatever and shows the desktop, and he's playing like Call of Duty, say. And literally right there on his desktop is this box with like yes, no style cheats to activate and deactivate. I'm like, wow, how stupid can you be?
Dude, there was a Counter-Strike player who was like very, very good. And at one of the I think they do majors like Dota does. And they caught him cheating. And what was his file was called like dot not cheat something. And they were like, are these your cheats? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure these are cheats.
That's hilarious.
But like how like cheating on like main stage like at a tournament, that's so bold.
Yeah, that's freaking ballsy. Yeah, they caught this one gal on her stream. I think she had like wall hacks on Counter-Strike, I'm pretty sure, where she could see players through the wall. And people called her out on it because obviously on Twitch, that's like a big no-no is cheating. And they called her out and she's like, oh my God. And she literally has the thing up to turn it on and off. And she's like, oh my God, I got to call so-and-so, her friend. She used my computer last. She must have turned those on and left them on or some shit. When literally at the start of the fucking match, that thing comes up on screen. She looks through them, turns a few of them on and off, and then minimizes it and then proceeds to play. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Is that like, do they get like taken off of Twitch if they're caught cheating?
Yeah, you get banned, like permanently banned. Yeah, which is why it's a huge deal. Because I'm sure a lot of those people will just make their money solely off of streaming,
Yeah, I guess. But like, I guess the reason is to make you better. So you look like you're better than you are.
I guarantee you that's why they do it. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, like is it worth it? Okay, let's just break that down. Is it worth it cheating so that you look better, but you're running the risk of potentially losing maybe your only source of income? Like, is it worth it?
I mean, no.
Yeah, I would say no.
I don't really understand cheating in video games anyway, because it's like so you stomped these guys, but you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you feel good? You feel good about that?
Exactly. I've never understood it, especially in like, it's one thing if you like Like if you're playing like Age of Empires back in the day and you spawn like the little laser guy and he goes around and pew 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 pew, he shoots
Yeah,
everybody.
that's
That's
good fun, but you're not playing against your buds. Even if you
exactly.
were, they were like, "You spawn the fucking thing. I was spawning my own."
Yeah. Yeah. But like, especially these days though, yeah, like if you're playing like Battlefield or whatever, any like competitive shooter and you're
Or like
cheating,
Battlefield 4, where it's like, who gives? Why are you cheating, man? Why? I'm just
yeah.
trying to play this game to relive the past. Why are you flying around killing me instantly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
And
you
you're
having fun?
invisible. Yeah.
Are you having fun right now? Do we need to
Right.
like talk?
Yeah. Do we need to talk about things?
Like,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Are you all right? That's what I was saying. Yeah. Are you okay? There's clearly something wrong with your brain if you think that this is okay and fun.
Yeah, I don't get it. It just ruins the fun for everyone.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it just ruins the game for everyone involved, even like your teammates, because then everybody on the other team is just flaming your team because you
Yeah,
have a cheater.
I've never understood it. It's not like you're getting freaking paid E-bucks. You don't get paid more if you're better at a game.
No. And that's probably the one reason I could see like you said why maybe people on Twitch would do it, because yeah, maybe it'll get them popular faster, it'll get them a bigger following if their numbers are really high and you know they're killing a ton of people. But like I was watching a couple videos too where it was like blatantly obvious, because I guess people have figured out you can run the cheats in the background without your Twitch stream picking it up. So they'll run these cheats. Maybe the guy has like a wall hack or an aim bot or something, but it's not, the wall hack isn't visible on Twitch if you set it up right. So even this dude, they caught this one guy, I think he was playing like Apex Legends or something. He literally comes around a corner, pulls up his gun, and then this guy comes out from behind this other corner and he headshots him immediately. And people were like, whoa, dude, what? How did you know that guy was there even?
It's
Like,
suspicious. It's
yeah.
suspicious.
So, and I mean, I'm not going to say people don't have insanely fast reaction times in
They
games,
do,
but
but
stuff like that is a little suspicious.
there are certain things though that are just like out of human realms.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've seen some truly amazing shit in Dota, but like there are sometimes you're like that was just like a little too convenient exactly the way that went down.
Yeah.
Like even if you were truly amazing, I feel like it would be hard to plan for that to happen.
You mean when they play like the bots where like you blink and you immediately get stunned from the other
Not
team?
even that. I've played against people that are that good. Like you blink in his axe and you like are in mid animation to call, and the lion that's right next to you because he was facing towards you frogs you. I've had that happen.
Okay, so in a
I'm
situation
talking
like
more
that,
about like getting force staffed out of your base when you know that they can't see you and you
right.
just happen to be facing towards them for like a quarter of a second as you like turn and they force staff you out of the base. Like I've had that shit happen where you're like, I don't know, that seems a little suspicious.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty suspicious. The axe lion one, the only reason I could foresee that being possible is because you pretty much like the guy playing lion knows they have an axe, knows he has a blink dagger, so he knows he has to be on his toes about something like that.
Yeah.
I could see that. But yeah, like I see what you're saying though, like just really weird stuff where they shouldn't be able to see you and shit like that.
Or especially like techies players get some fucking weird shit because like the really popular script is they like his remote mines, they'll detonate just enough to kill you, so they have like 20 stacked up. When you play against a normal techies, you walk over those, he's having a great day, he's blowing all of them up.
Right.
But like the script is like, oh, it would only take 7 to kill that crystal maiden, so exactly 7 are gonna blow up.
What? No
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's just scumbag, man. It's just
Yeah.
I would imagine too, like the Dota community itself is, I mean, and I haven't like played Dota in a long time, but even when I played, I would imagine too, if you do shit like that techies one, especially you're talking about, your teammates are immediately going to be like, hey, motherfucker, you're cheating. You're going to get us all in trouble. Like, that's not okay. You know, because that is a very competitive game where people immediately will be like, even if you're on my team, I don't want you on my team and cheating to win.
I played against the Huskar one time. They patched it out thankfully, but there was a thing you could do with armlet where if you were opening and closing it fast enough, it would set your health at that low value, you know, and it wouldn't go below that. And we played against that. He was unkillable. You couldn't kill him. And his whole team was like, report this motherfucker. He's a cheating bastard. Because it's like inhumanly possible to press it fast enough. But if you have a script, it basically just is setting it off. Like you have to press it something like 100 times in a second to be able to do it. And so you have to use a script. But your health doesn't move. It just stays right at like where the armlet sets it.
Because it's toggling it on and off so fast, basically. Oh, weird.
Wow, there was actually a pro player they caught using that too.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
He had one for Meepo too, where it would like automatically do his poofs, so he didn't have to like switch between the Meepos to use the poofs. It would like auto poof, and people were like, "Man, this guy's an amazing Meepo," and they're like, "Ah, he's fucking cheating. That's why."
You mean his script is amazing?
Yeah.
What a dirtbag. Jeez, that shit just pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, people weren't very happy, and still aren't. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you. Have you ever heard of Juicera?
For some reason that sounds familiar, but please elaborate.
So this was a tech company. I think they're out of business now. That was selling that $700 juicer that had DRM that had to be plugged into the internet.
Yes, and the only reason I heard of that, I think, is because I think it was even on a video making fun of NFTs, and it related that thing, Juicera, to it. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
Well, that guy was calling himself the Steve Jobs of juice, which is super funny to me.
Okay.
But like, do you know why they like stopped becoming popular?
No.
Because those packets that the juice would come in, that you had to have like a weekly subscription to get, by the way.
Of course. Of course, microtransactions. Okay.
Yeah, and you had to be able to scan them, and if they were a minute out of date, the thing wouldn't make them.
Oh, okay. Super scam. Okay.
But people figured out you don't need the fucking Juicera. You could just squeeze the bag, and it comes out the same as the juice press machine.
No.
You could literally just squeeze the bag like a bag of toothpaste.
Oh my God.
It's a $700 machine. Oh, that has to be connected to the internet, by the way.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Oh man, and I also was listening to a podcast about, oh my God, people are gonna be so mad. I'm like, who's good? You know what he's talking about? It was about like this blood test company that were like making at-home blood tests that were supposed to be like super, super accurate and could do like 100 blood tests in one, but they were literally lying the whole time.
Wow.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've heard about this.
I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Really?
Huh.
Anyway, they basically had no product at all, but they were like so good at business that they like sold it to Walgreens for like 35 million, even though they had no product to show. I mean, the most fucked up part is they were using their fake ass machines that didn't work and were like horribly inaccurate. And the video I watched, which is like Cold Fusion, I recommend anybody look up on YouTube if they're more interested in this and talks more about it. That like the machine itself is like fundamentally flawed because in order to perform some of the tests, it has to heat the blood, which makes some of the other tests like wildly inaccurate no matter what you do.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Like the idea of the machine is like theoretically impossible. Anyway, but they were like trying to sell it to people, but they used it to test cancer patients' blood and as like a directive for like their medication. And they trusted the information that was coming out of these things, and they were like way the fuck off. And in the beginning, what they were doing was they were getting blood samples, giving them to another blood sample company to get the information, getting the information back, pretending that they got it, and giving it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so dirty, man. It was an
insanely profitable company though. Like they were worth like 45 billion.
Jesus.
At one point with no product.
Wow. Doesn't surprise me, man. I feel like there's more people trying to come up with scams these days than actually trying to do anything good for the world.
Because it sounds like scamming, once you have a certain amount of money, is pretty easy.
Right. Well, and that's just it. It's all about getting rich quick these days. Nobody wants to actually like take any time to earn money.
Are you kidding me? Hot Pockets take 2 minutes. I want to be rich by the end of that.
Yeah, by the time this freaking microwave goes off, I want to be rich. Yeah, you can't fucking trust anyone these days, man.
No.
Dude, and that kind of leads into this. Not that I want to like, I'm not even bad mouthing Gorilla, the what's his face from More Plates, More Dates, his
I don't know his name.
supplement line. Yeah, Derek. He but I told you, right, that pre-workout that I was looking at of his, because I thought about ordering it. Yeah, they even on Amazon, people were like, hey, is there a chance that I could test? Like, if I were to take a drug test for work, could this be an issue? Which I've thought about in the past, but never very seriously until I stumbled across that. And the company, his company selling the product, said, yes, it has this and this ingredient in it, which could show a false positive for amphetamines on a drug test. And I was like, well, holy shit, I can't take that because I'm not going to risk losing my job over over a pre-workout. And that's not like his fault, because obviously there's plenty of people who can like take it, you know, and have no issues whatsoever if they don't work for a place that drug tests, and that's fine. But they're also not like upfront about it. Like, hey, just so you know, you could potentially test positive for amphetamines on this, even though there's no amphetamines in it. It could show a false positive.
Do you know? I'm sure this is too complicated of a question, but do you know what it is that causes that fake amphetamine false positive?
I could look it up. Oh, what is that pre-workout called? Gorilla
Mode.
Mode.
Instead of beast mode.
Let's see. Test. Gorilla Mode drug test. Customer questions on Amazon. So okay, it's N-phentyl dimethylamine citrate may show a false positive for amphetamines. So they also are technically, I think, not recommending it for people who are like in powerlifting competitions who have to be drug tested beforehand.
Can you not take amphetamines? I don't know what powerlifting, how it works. Are they mad if you like smoke a joint?
Honestly, I don't know, and I don't have an answer to that. But all I know is they ask again. Somebody asks again later on if it could cause you to fail a military drug test, and they cite that same ingredient as saying it can show a false positive for amphetamines, which would absolutely make you fail a military drug test.
Nah, and the military is super lax.
And then you'd have to go through. So say you were taking this stuff and you were getting sick gains, man, right? Which I bet you would if it's got shit that it's potentially that powerful in it.
That doesn't make it mean it's powerful if it does like a false positive. But I feel like it just means it makes your body secrete whatever you would secrete after you took amphetamines.
Yeah, and you're probably right. However, now you got to try to convince your fucking employer, no, I wasn't taking any amphetamines. I was taking
as your trapezoids are like up to your fucking your ears. They're like, dude, no, I wasn't taking shit. Okay,
that's what I was gonna say. I wasn't taking any drugs. I was taking Gorilla Mode. Like just changes.
Gorilla Mode.
I was afraid of this.
Yeah, I was afraid of this.
Steroids. Oh shit. And I'm definitely not talking down about that company at all. I take the Gorilla Mind stuff, and it's pretty solid stuff.
Yeah, I like the Gorilla Mind too. It's a.
I like exactly, and I actually like. So Derek, the guy from More Plates, More Dates, who makes that stuff, he has a video
making it by himself.
So it's funny you say that, because in his video where he goes through his Gorilla Mind and why he created it, he says the ingredients in it are what he used to do when he was in college, and he would mix the stuff himself.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what he would do. And he also says, he's like, if you look at any other like nootropics on the market, a lot of them also make like a pre-workout. He said most of the ingredients are very similar in a pre-workout and in a nootropic.
I kind of figured as much.
So he was like, there's no reason that these people charge $30 for their pre-workout and $100 for their nootropic when it
Everybody
shares.
knows being smart is expensive.
Yeah, but that's just it. Is he has great pricing on his, and I get stuff in my email all the time that's like 10% off, 20% off. These couple items, are on sale. Like he puts his stuff on sale a lot. So, and I think his stuff is good because Derek's no joke. Everybody makes fun of him for how big his shoulders are.
Wait, really? Are his shoulders just obscene? Does he have boulder shoulders?
They say it looks like two fucking Death Stars from Starship.
Oh, really?
From Star Wars.
Dude, how do you get them so round like that?
I don't know. It's crazy though. Yeah, he's a giant. Plus, he just seems like he's super cool. He also does a video on NFTs, which is hilarious.
Does he really?
Yeah, except everybody in the fucking comments were like, when are you going to make your own NFTs that are like jacked up gorillas and stuff like that? It's pretty funny.
I guess he could. I don't know. I don't really understand the appeal of NFTs.
There's not. There's not. Like
there is no appeal.
It's please feel free. Feel free to try to change my mind, but I'm pretty firmly set that I think it's a fool's game.
Oh, I would love like the 8-page email that's like, here's why you guys are fucking dumb.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'd love to see it too. I just think it's like I said in the beginning, some people are going to make an obscene amount of money off of it, but it's not going to benefit a lot of people. That's for sure. Like,
I mean, I guess you could get back to like, even does art benefit to people directly? How many people benefited because of the Mona Lisa?
Right. And that's a good point. People have also compared it to like going to a casino. You go to a casino, or like you said, Chuck E. Cheese, and you're like, here's $20. And they're like, great, here's 10 tokens. And then you go and you play games.
Go earn your Chuck E. Cheese tickets.
And then you come back with your tickets instead of tokens, and they're like, cool, now you can buy these shitty plastic toys.
Damn, and you didn't realize how much Chuck E. Cheese sucks.
Yeah, you're like, well, can I change all these tickets into money? And they're like, oh, absolutely not. You can't do that.
No, you mean a Spider-Man ring?
Yeah.
Actually, that one's like 8,000. You have 14.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Oh, it's a casino for children.
It really is, but like, dude, I used to get so excited at those things.
Same here. I remember we'd go to Tacoma and we would always drive past it, and I always wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Like, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese.
And Mom and Dad were like, absolutely not. And we only ended up going like twice.
Yeah, I feel like we went a couple times. I don't even remember what we could play in there. Did they have animatronic shit? Were they a mascot-based thing? Like, I actually got a dude in a costume.
I can't remember now. It's been a long time.
I don't remember either.
I don't know. And thankfully, there's not one around here, so my kids will never be like, "Can we go to Chuck E. Cheese?"
Is Chuck E. Cheese still a thing?
Most likely, yeah. Dude, it exploits children. Of course, it's still a thing. Those things
Toys
are super
R Us
popular.
is not a thing.
Well, that's a good point. Toys R Us probably just missed the mark on getting like their online sales up and going.
Well, I feel like they should have been selling more video games the whole time, and they would have been fine.
Yeah, I feel like Toys R Us is where I bought my first Pokemon game.
We definitely bought some video games there because they had like weird discounted shit. And but you would like pay for like that weird plastic thing that you would take up to the counter, and he'd be like, "Oh, I got your Command and Conquer under the counter right here." And we're like, "Yes."
Yeah. I think I bought Pokemon Blue from Toys R Us.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure. Which is crazy.
Pokemon.
Yeah, like I said, my kids have been playing that on the DS, and I'm like, man, I kind of want to play. I'm like, let me have that.
Well, the new one's supposed to be good, but you don't have a Switch.
No, I don't. Although, don't tell my kids. We're probably gonna have to get one soon because, literally, Ridge wanted to go to KK's house, But he was like, "Is Uncle Bo gonna be there so I could play his Switch?" So
Yeah,
that's
I
like,
cursed you, and I'm sorry. And they've only even
yeah,
played one game.
it's like all they think about right now. Plus, they watch all these other kids on. We don't really let them watch YouTube anymore, but these other like kids apps where there's other kids playing like Mario, whatever that one you had is World
Oh,
or whatever it is.
Super 3D World.
Yeah. So yeah, where everything is cats, which just annoys me.
I don't find it annoying.
I do because I hate cats. So
Well, you don't have to actually be around them.
I know. Anyways, yeah, so we were discussing potentially getting them a Switch, which I wouldn't mind playing a Switch either. So I could just
Oh, then you could
justify
play
it
Breath of
as,
the Wild.
yeah, I could justify it as me getting a Switch and they get to play it. So
Switch is a neat console. I think they just came out with like a better one too.
that's what I was just gonna look up. So I want to say um new Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, they're coming out with a Nintendo Switch 2. And it looks like the screen that it comes with now is maybe better. See, I don't really know. And I'm not gonna
Yeah, I think it's got a
speculate too
better
much.
screen and like a more better battery life, even though the battery life is already like bonkers.
Is it really?
Yeah. I
I
play it
find it
pretty much like
interesting.
every night, but I like don't charge it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that was always the thing about like my any Nintendo like handheld console, like the DSs and stuff, you would charge those things and then like maybe a week later you'd be like, oh shit, the battery's dying in this again. Like
Well, I
they
mean,
had
the Game
solid
Boys
battery
we
life.
mostly had were freaking regular batteries.
That's true. A lot of the ones we had were. Um, I find it funny. So on this little article I was looking at on this Switch 2, there was some pricing, somewhere around $400, something like that. It's funny how people will say like that's insane for a console, right? But I was watching a video the other day talking about like old consoles back like Atari and maybe even before that. And they were showing the prices on those, and it might have been like $199 or $299 for like those old school consoles.
Oh
And then it,
yeah, and like how much they
and
were worth now.
yeah, and some of them, the price. So like if you bought this console back in like the 70s, if it was $200 in the 70s, that's like $1,000
Yeah,
equivalent today.
the
So it's
Atari
like,
was nutty.
yeah. So I find it just funny though when people are like, "Ooh, I'm not gonna pay $400 for a console," when it's like, well, people have been paying way more than that through through time. So
I say as I really want a PS5, but I refuse to buy one.
yeah, I'd really like one too. Mostly just because I want to play the
I just want to play Demon Souls, man.
yeah, I want to play Demon Souls. Exactly.
But maybe Sony will be cool and put it on PC.
God, I hope so, especially with the way things have been going, like with them releasing God of War on PC and stuff. I hope it's
Yeah, God of
they're
War,
turning over a
Horizon
new
Zero
leaf.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Well, I think they are because like God of War was like one of the best-selling Steam games ever
Right.
in like the first day.
That's just it. So if Demon Souls and Bloodborne came to Steam, those would be day one purchases for me. And
Yeah,
dude, honestly, even if it was the old Demon Souls and not the remake, I'd buy it
yeah,
first day.
I would buy the old PS3 Demon Souls as well because I've
Yeah.
never played it and I really want to.
I want to play it, and I've still, for the most part, I mean, I guess I listened to the Bonfireside Chat season about it.
Oh, you did?
I did. I listened to the whole thing. However, that doesn't really give me a whole lot. Like, I haven't spoiled myself on like video or actual gameplay and stuff like that. So I still would play. Like I said, it'd be a day one purchase for me.
I know. I really want to play Demon Souls. I don't even know why. Maybe it sucks.
I don't know, man. I don't think it sucks.
But I have no interest in the Kingsfield games.
No, yeah, but aren't those like weird, like first person, like
They are first person, but they supposedly there's a lot of like Dark Souls are like DNA in that already.
yeah. Well,
It's
a
like
lot of
PS2,
people have
PS1.
haven't a lot
mostly
of people
PS1.
speculated that a lot of FromSoft games have a like they're to take place in the same universe or something like that.
I think so. But the Kingsfield games were made before Miyazaki was part of the team.
Oh, yeah, see, Also, you were saying that you hope Elden Ring doesn't pull a fast one like Dark Souls 2 did. I didn't know that Miyazaki is also now like the CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that means nothing like Dark Souls 2 will ever happen again to us.
I don't know. I don't fucking know what happened with Dark Souls 2. FromSoft just clearly has a B team.
Dude, okay. So without shitting on Dark Souls 2 than we have before, I think they just were too ambitious on Dark Souls 2 with not having somebody like Miyazaki leading the team. Because a lot of the concepts and the ideas and stuff were not bad. It was just executed very poorly.
Yeah, I agree with you, but like, why not just use Dark Souls 1 engine? I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like part of it feels like a stubborn like statement in the way that they decided to make the game.
Sure. I would agree. Yeah, and I would agree with that. I guarantee you also there was a bit of like, hey, Dark Souls 1 is super popular. We have to make a second game. And Miyazaki's like, nah, man, I'm working on Bloodborne over here. So they were like, fine, you, and you make me a game. You have to. No excuses.
I mean, FromSoft is on record of being like, I mean, this is not the nomenclature they use, but I like to think of it this way: is they like shit their pants after how well Dark Souls 1 sold. And I think from Dark Souls 2 onward, you can see that like the fidelity behind their games is just like pumped through the roof because they actually have funding for once. Because FromSoft had been kind of like a middling company making like, like Armored Core, the Kingsfield games and stuff like that were good, but not like blowing the doors off.
Right. Yeah.
And then Dark Souls came in and they didn't even make most of their sales until like the third or fourth year, which is also super strange.
Bring back Armored Core. But
have you played For Answer? I think that's on PC.
What? No.
That's the one that was Xbox 360.
Oh, maybe then. Armored Brigade? What's Armored Brigade? What's Armored Front? There's so many Armored games.
I'm not a big mecha guy. I'm not.
I don't know. These mostly are nostalgic for me. I just remember playing them a long time ago. Dude, okay, Destiny 2, it does not have the word armored anywhere in it. What are you doing, Steam?
Rust. You can wear armor.
Rust. None of these say armored in them. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I'll look later. Yeah, I agree. I think I mean, it's just crazy though. It shows to like because like if you had gone straight from Dark Souls 1 to Bloodborne, we obviously wouldn't be having this conversation because I would never be like, man, they took a lot of shortcuts on Bloodborne that weren't in Dark Souls 1. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when you play Dark Souls 2, man, I was so upset because I was so excited to get more Dark Souls. And it just was not what I was expecting.
No. And I mean, it's not a total dumpster fire when you compare it to like other games. It's just a disappointing Dark Souls.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing. I might even still prefer like something like I'll go ahead and say this. I think Dark Souls 2 is better than what's that other game that I told you I bought and started playing? It was supposed to be a AAA Dark Souls game. Oh my gosh, what is it? Why can't I think of the name? Why do you do this to me, brain? You know what I'm talking about. They covered it on
Lords of the Fallen?
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen, yeah. I'll say Dark Souls 2 is better than that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we've beaten the Dark Souls horse enough that people, if anybody's listening, they're like, oh my God, shut up about Dark Souls 2 already. Fuck.
Maybe.
Although that will lead me to say that if anybody, like, I would love to get a hold of Gary and Cole from Bonfireside Chat and have a Bonfireside Chat with them. So If anybody listening knows how we could do that,
Oh.
please tell us.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way would be to pay them. They don't do anything with anybody anymore. I don't think they have any like special guest stuff at all. I don't. Their new. I put that in quote. Bomb Fireside Chat like season about Sekiro doesn't have guests.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You think they would come on our show though?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not? We're cool guys, right?
We are cool guys, but that's not what I mean. It's just like, think about somebody who podcasts for a living, who basically already makes enough money to do what they need to do. But they're not going to get anything from us podcasting with them.
Yeah. I bet if we were Joe Rogan, they'd be like, hell yeah, we'll be on your podcast.
I don't know. Maybe not. Gary's pretty opinionated.
Oh yeah, Gary probably hates Joe Rogan.
He hates everything.
That's because he's from Portland, man. Of course he hates everything. I would hate everything if I lived in Portland too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ugh, don't even get me started. And I was just in Vegas, man. So don't even get me started on dirty ass cities. Yeah, that's where I'm working these days, is in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And it's terrible. I found the hotel that I could find that's on it's like the second exit from the last exit in town. It's
really?
as far away from the city as I could be. Yeah. And even then, it's not that great.
Oh, what do you think? Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I suppose so. That was a pretty long one, but we've been needing to get a roundtable chat off our chest for a while. So sorry, everybody, if you don't like these. Sorry, but it was coming eventually.
I feel like we've been playing the hits for a while. You can relax. I think you don't like it.
Yeah, we just recently. I could say this now because it just released. We just brought you Bronson Pinchot. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
come on.
If your dick didn't get blown off, then it's not going to get blown off here.
Come on. Yeah, give us a break. We're shooting for the goddamn moon, and
we hit it.
Yeah, and you know what?
God, we didn't even talk about how hyped that shit was. Oh my god,
we nailed it. Yeah, I shot for the moon. You know what's the saying? And hope to land among the stars. No, fuck that. We ran right into the moon. Like our trajectory was perfect.
No, it's shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars.
Yeah, well, we fucking nailed it. So Elon Musk could hire us, all right? Because I shot at a fucking planet and I nailed it.
I don't want to work for Elon. He fucking lost a bunch of his satellites.
What? Oh yeah, and he loves crypto too, man. I think he's just playing the long con of stealing everyone's money. Yeah, he's just playing the long con of getting everybody's money. Oh shit. I know we're trying to wrap this up, but I don't even want to go into how I don't think that electric cars are going to save the planet, but
oh, they're not.
I don't think they are. I think that
I'm not very smart, but I know that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to save the planet. That's for sure. Not in the way that people are trying to say they're going to, because all that makes me think is people are trying to get me to buy an electric car, and I don't want to. So. But
so if you want to email us, you can email us at kotpl.pod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Pretty much anything you got to say, I would be super happy to read it.
Yeah, you could tweet at us. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us over on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Reddit. We got a Discord channel if you want to join us.
The TikTok.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'll put this out there on this. Why
do you already sound so disappointed about it?
I told you.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that I gave myself cancer.
Although Caitlin made a good point. She was like, just don't do TikTok then. Just do Instagram. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. But I'm a shill. I'm a dirty shill. And I'm going to try out TikTok.
I didn't mention this I meant to mention this when I was talking about Facebook. But like Facebook, this is the first time in their history that people are leaving the site instead of joining it.
Yeah, that they've actually had a loss in people. Yeah, I did hear that, which is fucking crazy.
But people are losing in like droves. They're losing like millions of users a day or something like that.
Yeah. So if anybody, if people are wanting to find alternatives, then yeah, now is like going to be the time. I mean, I was never one to think like, oh, Facebook will never go away, because there's been a lot of things like Facebook. Facebook has just been arguably the most popular. So, but yeah, if you want, you could go over to TikTok. I haven't put anything on there yet, but I'm planning on maybe putting up some really stupid short videos on there in the coming time. So if you
I
could
have a
go over
couple
there,
ideas that we'll talk about after that I think would be funny.
okay. But if you guys could, you just take the quick time to go over there and find that and do. I don't even know what you do on TikTok if you like videos or whatever you do.
You do a little dance
comment.
in the comments. I don't know.
Yeah, do any of those things that are positive, because like I already told Bo, once I get on there, I'm probably going to get depressed. So do what you can to help me out with that. Yeah, the library cards are still out there, man. Brian is a lonely in our Discord.
I'm gonna be
So-
honest. I think I uninstalled Discord the other day.
I get on there every once in a while, and Brian showed me
talk to him?
that. Yeah, he showed me for last year, I think, that our podcast was the #1 podcast he had listened to. How crazy is that?
What?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I am like blushing. That is like the
Right?
sweetest thing.
How
Oh my
crazy.
God, Brian, you're my guy. If I knew you in real life, I'd give you a hug. You're cool.
Yeah.
Send me your details. I'll fly you out.
Right?
That's not true. Please don't
Yeah.
ask for a plane ticket. I'm not made of money.
Can't afford that. Never mind. That was a terrible thing to say. I'm sorry.
But if you could,
Um,
I'd cook for you.
Yeah, so email us and ask for your library card, and I will send you that. And again, you can find us over on BitChute. Now, we're not doing anything like different over there than on like YouTube.
Get the
Um,
premium content where Ryan does stuff in his underwear.
Like I said before, BitChute is like a YouTube alternative, but I am slowly trying to work the library of stuff that we have on YouTube over there as well, just so it's available in more places. So, and should something happen later on down the road and people try to cancel us, we'll be available in more places.
Yeah. Yeah. We ever get
Oh.
shut down, Brian, don't worry. You will be able to find us.
You'll be able to get your pageless library in, dude. Don't worry.
Oh, and I think with that, we hope to see you guys in the next one.